Welcome to Mythic Battleverse, a realm where myths collide with the unknown, where gods face extraterrestrial titans, and legends are forged in the fires of chaos. Subscribe now. The battle for the multiverse begins here. The city lay in ruins, its towering skyscrapers reduced to skeletal remains, and the air thick with ash and smoke. Juggernaut's massive frame emerged from the haze, his every step shaking the earth beneath him. He strode with purpose, an unyielding force of destruction, leaving a path of devastation in his wake. His eyes burned with singular focus. A surge of energy from beyond this world had drawn him here. He would claim whatever power lay at its source. The sky split open with an ear-splitting crack, revealing a swirling vortex of black and crimson energy. From its center emerged a figure of sheer dominance, Darkseid. His immense form descended slowly, his hands clasped behind his back as his glowing red eyes surveyed the carnage below. Behind him, an army of parademons spilled forth from Boom Tube, their guttural screeches echoing through the ruined city. Darkseid's voice cut through the chaos, deep and commanding. "You dare to trample upon my domain?" Juggernaut stopped, his hulking body radiating power as he clenched his fists. "I'm the Juggernaut. Nothing stands in my way. Not you, not your minions, not anyone." Darkseid's lips curled into a faint, sardonic smile. "You mistake recklessness for strength. Allow me to educate you." The air grew heavy as the two titans locked eyes, the tension so thick it seemed to freeze time itself. The stage was set for an unparalleled confrontation. Darkseid's eyes flared with incandescent light, and without warning his Omega beam shot forth, zigzagging unpredictably through the air. The beams carved through wreckage, vaporizing everything in their path as they closed in on Juggernaut. Juggernaut roared and charged, his mystical helmet deflecting the beams with an explosion of sparks. The ground split beneath him as his momentum grew, each step reverberating like thunder. When the two forces collided, the impact created a shockwave so powerful it shattered windows miles away. Darkseid met Juggernaut's charge head-on, catching the larger titan's fist in his hand. The collision generated a seismic tremor that toppled nearby buildings. Juggernaut growled, pouring all his strength into the blow, but Darkseid held firm, his face a mask of cold detachment. "Is this all the power your vaunted Cyttorak can muster?" Darkseid taunted, his voice calm even as he twisted Juggernaut's arm and sent him crashing into the rubble. Juggernaut rose almost instantly, shaking off debris. "You'll regret underestimating me." Darkseid's tactical mind began to assert itself as he observed Juggernaut's brute force approach. With a subtle motion, he activated a boom tube and vanished, reappearing behind Juggernaut with blinding speed. A devastating punch to Juggernaut's spine sent him hurtling forward, carving a trench through the ground as he crashed to a halt. Darkseid extended his arm, summoning energy constructs forged from Apokolips technology. Glowing chains of dark matter wrapped around Juggernaut's limbs, binding him in place. Juggernaut struggled, his immense strength causing the constructs to creak and groan, but they held fast. "Your brute force is impressive," Darkseid remarked, stepping closer, "but it is nothing compared to the will of a god." With a gesture, Darkseid sent a concentrated blast of Omega energy into Juggernaut's chest, the explosion sending shockwaves rippling outward. Juggernaut's roar of defiance cut through the noise as he flexed his muscles, shattering the chains with a burst of crimson energy. "I'll show you what real power looks like." Juggernaut bellowed, charging forward with renewed ferocity. Juggernaut's connection to Cyttorak deepened as he tapped into the limitless power of the Crimson Cosmos. His body grew larger, his muscles swelling with unrestrained energy. The air around him shimmered with heat as his aura flared, casting an ominous red glow over the battlefield. He struck with the force of an avalanche, his blows relentless and unyielding. Each punch drove Darkseid further back, the ground shattering beneath their feet. Darkseid, though immensely powerful, was forced to give ground under the sheer ferocity of Juggernaut's assault. "You're not so tough when someone hits back." Juggernaut taunted, slamming Darkseid into the side of a crumbling skyscraper. But Darkseid was far from defeated. As Juggernaut raised his fist for another strike, Darkseid caught it mid-swing, his eyes blazing with renewed fury. "You are mistaken if you think raw power alone can best me." Darkseid unleashed the Omega Sanction, his ultimate weapon against Juggernaut's relentless advance. The crimson beams lanced into Juggernaut's chest, and in an instant, his reality fractured. He found himself trapped in a series of nightmarish alternate dimensions, each designed to break his will. In one, Juggernaut's strength was stripped away, leaving him vulnerable and defeated. In another, he faced endless legions of enemies, their blows never ceasing. But Juggernaut's connection to Cyttorak anchored him. The deity's power surged through him, shielding his mind and allowing him to break free of illusion. Juggernaut emerged from the Sanction's grip, his fury now a blazing inferno. "You'll have to do better than that," he roared, charging once more. Their collision shattered the ground, sending debris flying in all directions. Darkseid's analytical mind worked swiftly, formulating a new strategy. He used his Omega effect to manipulate the gravitational field around Juggernaut, creating pockets of intense pressure that slowed his movements. Juggernaut's charge faltered as the invisible force pressed down on him, the ground cracking beneath his immense weight. Seizing the opportunity, Darkseid launched a series of precise, bone-crushing strikes. His fists connected with Juggernaut's helmet, each blow leaving cracks in the enchanted metal. Juggernaut roared in defiance, his body straining against the gravitational distortions. "You think some cheap tricks can stop me?" Summoning every ounce of his strength, Juggernaut pushed through the distortions, his movement slow but unstoppable. He swung a massive fist that connected with Darkseid's chest, sending the warlord of Apokolips flying through multiple buildings. The force of the blow left Darkseid's Apokolipsian armor fractured and smoking. Darkseid rose, his expression unyielding. Impressive, but not enough. He unleashed a torrent of Omega energy, the crimson beams cutting through the battlefield like molten lava. Juggernaut's armor glowed red-hot under the relentless assault, but he charged through the flames, his body wreathed in smoke and fire. Darkseid turned to his trump card, the anti-life equation. The full force of its despair-inducing power struck Juggernaut, bringing him to a halt. For the first time, doubt flickered in his eyes as the oppressive weight of the equation bore down on him. Darkseid advanced, his fists landing devastating blows that echoed like thunderclaps. Juggernaut fell to his knees, his indomitable spirit faltering under the relentless assault. On the brink of defeat, Juggernaut called out to Cyttorak, his plea answered with a surge of power. His body radiated crimson energy, his strength renewed. He rose with a defiant roar, his fist slamming into ground and sending shockwaves that knocked Darkseid off balance. Darkseid, sensing the battle reaching its climax, ascended to his true Darkseid form. His body became a vortex of raw, cosmic power, his presence warping reality itself. Time slowed as he advanced on Juggernaut, his every step reshaping the battlefield. Juggernaut charged one final time, but Darkseid's Omega beam struck with devastating precision, bypassing Cyttorak's protection and searing his flesh. Juggernaut faltered, his body crumbling under the unrelenting assault. Darkseid approached the broken Juggernaut, who struggled to rise, gripping him by the throat. Darkseid lifted him into the air, his expression impassive. "Even the unstoppable must bow to inevitability," he intoned, unleashing a final, cataclysmic Omega pulse that shattered Juggernaut's helmet and rendered him unconscious. Darkseid stood triumphant over his fallen foe, his shadow looming over the desolate battlefield. He turned to the onlookers, his voice resonating with chilling authority. "Let this be a warning to all who defy me. I am Darkseid, and I am inevitable." With a gesture, a boom tube opened, and Darkseid stepped through, leaving the ruined battlefield and the defeated Juggernaut behind.